So inshallah we're going to start. We will do inshallah ayat number 57 to 59 of Surah Ghafir today. First we'll do a simple translation inshallah. The ayat starts with A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. La khalqus samawati wal ardi. Here in this ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who is speaking, and he says that indeed, without any doubt, the creation of the heavens and the earth, akbaru, is greater, min khalqin nas, than the creation of the mankind. Walakinna, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, but aksaran nasi, most of the people, la ya'lamun, do not know that. Then the next ayat continues. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is comparing two kinds of people, and he is using the two words for them and then the explanation of that, which can be taken as Allah says, وَمَا يَسْتَوِي الْأَعْمَى وَالْبَصِيرُ. The blind person and the one who sees are not equal. Then to magnify that statement, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using the example, وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. This is one kind of people, those who have believed and do the righteous deeds. These are the people who are like Basir. Their hearts are open for the guidance and the good deeds. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is calling them in an example as those who see, who have the wisdom of seeing. On the other hand, Allah says, Walal Musi'u, a person who is evildoer. And that is like Ama, like a blind person. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the beginning said, Wama yastawi, these two kinds of people are not same or similar. Qalilam ma tatazakkarun, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addresses the mankind by saying that it is very little that you ponder, you reflect, you pay attention, you think about. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes us to the day of judgment. Inna sa'ata, indeed the hour of judgment. La'atiyatun, is definitely, surely coming. La rayba fiha, there is no doubt in it, in the coming of the day of judgment. Then again Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions the state of the mankind. Walakinna, but aktharan nasi, most of the people, la yu'minun, they do not believe in this, that a day of judgment is coming soon. So these are general statements of the ayats. Inshallah we'll go and do the breakdown of the details of these words here. The ayat number 57 starts with La khalqus samawati wal ardi. Here the first word has a lam, la, and khalq after that. So let's start with the word root letters kha, lam, and qaf. Khalaqa, the root letter means to create. And mostly this is used for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran, where he mentions about what he has created or about his creation. So these are the root letters and the meaning is to create. The first thing we do is make the noun by combining these three letters, and that is you put a fatha and a sukoon, khal, and two pesh or two dhammas. So the word is khalqun. I would to ponder a few more things after that, but the meaning here is creation. Khalqun means creation, and creation may include anything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creates, including mankind as well as everything else. But first Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I'll come back to that lam. This lam before with the fatha is called lam-e-tawqeed. Tawqeed means to emphasize. So when you are, or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about something and He wants to put an emphasis on that, the letter lam is used before that. See, we are still writing separate words. So the first letter is la, which is called lam-e-tawqeed. Tawqeed means emphasizing on something. And it is brought before you make any statement. That means emphasis is going to be put on what is coming after that. Then the noun is khalqun. Then we are going to combine with the other word, but I want to take some time to explain the word. The next word that we know is sama'un. Full word is sama'un. Now, sama'un in the Quran is used for generally two different words. Sama'un is that anything that blue sky that we see is sama'un. So in that case, we will translate the word sky. But this word is also used for anything above the earth. For example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَأَنزَلَ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً. He sent down from the sama, the water. Okay. So what is the meaning of sama? Above the earth. Not from the blue sky, but from a little bit above the earth. So sama'un is, the next meaning is above. Anything which is above the earth. Now, this is a singular, sama'un. When we make the plural of this word, plural is made this way, that you take this word, sama, and add a vav and ta. So, sama, va, and the two dhammas or pesh at the end. So the word is samawatun. Now when Quran uses this word samawatun, which is the plural of samaun, but it is not translated as skies. It is translated as heavens, because we don't have 7 skies as we see the blue sky, but the word is heavens. What is heavens? We don't know anything about samawat. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us that there are 7 heavens. It could be like this whole thing that we know about is first heaven, including all the skies and the stars and galaxies. It is first heaven. There are 7 of those. Only Allah knows the formation of those. But Quran uses the word samawatun, heavens. In other places, the word sab'a is used. Sab'a means 7 heavens. But here the word samawatun is used. Okay. Then what we are going to do, we are going to put al before that. Al means the. So al will make it the heavens. Okay. And when al is placed in the formation, samawatun changes samawatu. That's the characteristic of al. It changes to one dhamma. Now comes the recitation. When sin and lam come together, we do not pronounce lam, but we pronounce sin twice, so we put a shadda there. So it becomes as-samawatu. As-samawatu means the heavens. Then we have word khalqun, creation. Now we want to combine these two words by joining them with the word F in English. So it will become the creation or creation of the heavens. So when we join these using the word of, two nouns together, in English we put an of. In Arabic we make 2 changes. First change is that we take the first word and just remove one pesh or dhamma from there. So it becomes khalqu. On the second one, we take the last letter, always the last letter. We take this dhamma and change to a kasra or a zair. And then you read them together. Khalqus samawati. Creation of the heavens. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala using the lam taqeed. Indeed, the creation of the heavens. La khalqus samawati, those are the words in the Quran. Indeed, without any doubt, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is making a statement. Creation of the heavens. Okay, number one. After that, the letter waw is being used. Waw means and. And when waw is being used, word after that is this called a waw of ataf or joining. This is still creation. So what's the activity of this letter waw, which simply means and? Okay. And now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using the word ardun. Ardun is the original word. Ardun means earth. And to the must two pages, this is earth. Then you put al before that. So this becomes al ardu, the earth. Okay. So now what this waw is doing actually, whatever the word was before that, which before it applied la khalqu on the samawat, now the same word is going to apply on the word al ardu. That's the characteristic of this waw. So the meaning should be, if we mention separately, la khalqus samawati, the indeed the creation or indeed creation of the heavens. And then if we apply la khalqul ardi, indeed the creation of the earth. So both creations are being mentioned. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in one case is combining everything in a samawat, and in the other case he is just mentioning one earth, one lonely piece of area or land, which is called al-ard. Al-ard is the earth. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning that the creation, indeed the creation of the heavens and the earth. What is this? The next word is akbaru. Let's look at this word, or actually it's coming few times, the same formation. The root letters are kaf, ba and ra. Kabara, that means to be big or to be great. Okay. And something which is great is called kabir or kabirun. Full word is kabirun, but when we stop we say kabir. Kabirun means great. Okay. Now there is a way of making in Arabic a superlative degree. In English we have 3 degrees: good, better and best. In English we don't have 3, in Arabic we don't have 3, we have only 2. Better and best are combined together. So word for that will be akbar or akbar. Full word is akbaru. Akbaru is a superlative degree, and that will include both better and best. How do we distinguish which one? If you are saying something is better than, or something is superior than one thing, then you use the word better, or some things or few things. But something is better than all, that becomes the best. So in English you have to distinguish between these two, but in Arabic only one word is used. You have to tell if something is greater than few things or something is greater than all the things. So the sentence will clarify which degree it is. But the word is only one. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using the word akbaru. So in general, we will translate as greater or greatest. Okay. That's the word. So superlative degrees are made by taking the three root letters and just adding an alif in the beginning with the hamza and pronounce ak, ba, ru. That's how this formation is that. On the three letters, you put sukoon on the first one, fataha on the second one, and dhamma on the third one, and pronounce akbaru. Akbaru means greater. Just want to point out because couple other places another word is coming in the same formation, which is kaf, sa and ra. Kasara. Kasara is like kasrat, to have plenty of something. If you make the superlative of this, you just put alif in the beginning and pronounce the same way, aksaru. So akbaru is greater, aksaru is plenty, lot of it. Okay, ahsanu another, best, beautiful, ahsanu. Okay, so the rule of making degrees in English is we add like greater or greatest, but in Arabic you just put an alif in the beginning and you make a superlative degree. So the word is akbaru. Akbaru means greater. So what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that indeed the creation of the heavens and the earth is greater than something. What is greater? Next few words are going to explain. The word after that is min, and I'll translate this twice. In general, min means from, but we will modify that. But the word after that is, again, the word is khalqun. Khalqun is greater, and you start with always with the first word, full word. Khalqun. And the next word is nasun. So the insun means one man. Insu jinn we say. Insun means one man. Its plural is nasun, pupil. Nasun. Then you put al before that. It means the pupil or the mankind. And when you pronounce them together, it becomes an-nasu. Al is not pronounced. Just like Qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas. An-nas means the pupil. So now you have the mankind or pupil, and you have creation, khalqun. So you do the same thing, you combine them just like before by putting an off in between. So this becomes creation of mankind, khalqun and an-nasu. So when you combine them, khalqun changes to khalqu and nasu changes to nasi. That is the formation. Okay. So it will be khalqun nasi, creation of man or the mankind. So this is one word. Now this min is playing certain fact here. Min is a harf-i-jar, so harf-i-jar looks at the first word here and changes this last letters to a kasra or zair. So it becomes khalqin nasi. Now because we are comparing, so instead of translating from, we translate in English then. So the meaning will be, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, indeed creation of the heavens and the earth is much greater, akbaru, min khalqin nas, than the creation of the mankind. Which means we may think that the mankind's creation is a very, very large or big or complicated thing, but Allah says that the creation that He has done of the heavens and the earth, which we don't know, is much, much greater, and it much, much greater maybe in many senses. It's much greater in its spread. It is much greater in how complicated it is. It's much greater in every sense. So insan's creation, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, is much easier. Everything is easy for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But the creation of heavens and earth is akbar, is much, much greater than the creation of the mankind. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, this is a fact which most people don't know. So the word, as I explained just now, was aksaru. Aksaru means most people or most. Aksaru, it means most, plenty or abundance. Okay. And again the word is annaso. Annaso means the people. And we keep doing the same thing, we keep combining the two words by putting an of in here. So most of mankind, the meaning will be in English, most of mankind. But again in Arabic, aksaro will not change because already one dhamma, and this will change to a zair or kasra. So this will be aksarun nasi. The combination, important thing is that the combination is aksarun nasi. Now there is a word before that, walakinna. It is just like in lekin in Urdu, but. Walakinna means but. Now this word has a characteristic that when a noun comes after that, it looks at the last letter and changes dhamma or paste to a fataha. Inna, anna, walakinna, those words do that. So this becomes aksaran nasi, that's the word in the Quran. Walakinna, Allah says, but most of the people, la ya'lamun, they don't know. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, most people don't know that Allah has created the heavens and the earth, and the creation is much, much bigger than the creation of the mankind. So after that comes the next ayat. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَا يَسْتَوِي الْأَعْمَى وَالْبَصِيرُ. Here, most of the words are common in become many places in the Quran. First of all, the word, let me translate the A'ma and Basir. Ain, Mim, and Ya. These are the root letters, and this meaning of these is to be blind, someone who is blind. And Basara is the opposite, someone who can see. Okay. Now, this could be the blindness of the eyes and seeing of the eyes, or it could be the blindness of the heart and wisdom or seeing of the heart. So, Basara. The person who is blind is called Al-A'ama, the blind person. And the person who has wisdom or he can see, he is Basir. So these are the two opposite words, Al-A'ma and Al-Basir, the blind person and the seeing person, which from these root letters. So now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using the word Wama yastawi. So let's look at that word. Wa means and ma means not. So ma will make the statement as a negative statement, not. Now, the first word is root letters are seen, waw, and ya. Okay. These are the root letters, and there are many words which are created, but I want to go to the word. These are three letters, so they belong to the word Fa'ala. Fa'ala has three letters, so we just group them as three letters. Now I want to give the example to make a bigger word so it will be easy to understand. If you look at the word, these three letters that we commonly know in Urdu also, Nazara. Nazara means to see with the eyes. Okay, three letters. Someone who can see has the Nazir, is called Nazir. Nazara. Not with the zal and duad, but this is zoa. Now, if I put two letters here, add two more letters. So the root letters are Noon, Za, and Ra. Okay. If I add two letters, an alif here and a ta here, I'm just adding these two letters here. The word became intazara. Intazara means to wait, intizar. Okay. So one way of classification of making bigger words is that we add an alif in the beginning and a letter ta in between. How does the meaning change? Nazara, you are seeing something. But intizar is that you are still waiting that somebody comes in front of your eyes. So it's an extension of the meaning that nazara and intazara. Now we are going to apply the same rule on these three letters. Okay. Alif, so the letters are Shin, Vav, and Ya. Add an alif here and a ta. So the word become istawa, like intazara. What the meaning of istawa is to make something, many things equal. Istawa has actually many meaning. Istawa also means when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about himself, he said he established him. His arsh was established and the word istawa is used. But here istawa means to make two things equal. Okay, so that is the word istawa. When you put a ya in the beginning, it becomes the grammar of third person doing something. Yaf'alu, he does. So it becomes yastawi. You don't use alif. So yastawi is the word. Yastawi means he or it made equal. Yastawi. Then ma will make it negative. So the meaning will be it is not equal, or someone did not make it equal. What are those two things which are made equal? A blind person and a seer person. So when you combine them, the meaning will be Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَا يَسْتَوِي الْأَعْمَى وَالْبَصِيرُ. The blind and the seer are not equal. A person who is blind of eyes or heart is not same as a person who can see or his heart and mind are have full of wisdom and understanding. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving the example of comparing two kinds of people, and for example he is using the word al-a'ma and al-basir. Now in rest of the ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we can see that explaining that who are those people who are basir and who are those people who are a'ma, which means blind. So in one case, first the person al-basir is going to be defined, and these are very simple common words. Wal-lazina is being used, means those people. And who are those people? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning the qualities of those people. First quality is amanu, they believed. Amilu salihat, they did the righteous deeds. So a group of people who are going to meet these two conditions, that they have believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they have believed, amana, believed, amanu, they believed. Salihat means good deeds. Amilu, they did good deeds. So a condition is that first they believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his commandments and whatever Allah demands to meet. And after that they changed their life and did the good deeds. Those persons, those people who did these two things, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you can classify them as al-basir. Those people who have the wisdom, those who can see. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning another kind of people. So let's understand that. And that one, I'm going to start. The word is walal musi'o. Waw means and la means not. So the word is al-musi'o. So let's understand that word. The root letters are Seen, Waw, and Hamza. Okay, these are the starting root letters. And the meaning is something which is bad, something which is evil. These letters have the meaning of those three. Now these are three letters, and I'm going to again use an example, is that if I have these three letters, Seen, Lam, and Mim, and we know this word, Salama means to have some mercy, Salamati or Salam, okay? Salama. These are three letters. If I add one alif in the beginning, it becomes af'ala, and this word becomes aslama. Aslama means to submit. Aslama, the word Islam is from the same root letters. Aslama means to submit. Okay, now, who is a person who submits? How do we make a doer here? The rule is that we put a meme in the beginning and put a dhamma or pesh on the meme. Then we take the three letters, Seen, Lam, and Mim. Okay? And this is the way I put the harakats. Sukoon on the first one, Kasra or Zair on the second one, and Dhamma, choose Dhamma's pesh on the last one. And the word is pronounced as Muslimun. When we stop, we say Muslim. Who is a Muslim? A person who submits. So if you have a four-letter words where the first letter starts with the alif, and whatever the meaning of that, in this case, aslama means to submit. How do we make a doer or a person who does the submission? We add a meme in the beginning and pronounce Muslimun. If a person is doing ihsan, we put meme in the beginning and make it muhsinun. So the rule of making a doer, a person who is doing the activity, is you simply add a meme in the beginning and pronounce in this form. Now, so keeping this formation in the mind, let's look at these three letters, Seen, Waw, and Hamza. As I mentioned, the meaning is to have something evil, to have something bad. First thing is that we are going to make a four-letter word by adding an alif in the beginning, just like we did. So this becomes af'ala. So aswa'a. The meaning of aswa'a is to do evil, to do bad things to somebody else. Okay. First keep in mind the meaning. Aswa'a is to do bad, to do evil. Now we want to make a person who does the bad thing, who does the evil. The rule of making a person or a doer is you add a meme there. Okay, so let's just add a meme in there with a dhamma. Then you take these three letters, Seen, Waw, and Hamza, just like these three letters. Write them together, Waw and Hamza. Okay, now put the same harakat. The first letter will have sukoon, the second letter will have kasra, and third letter will have two dhammas, just like Muslimun. So this become Muswi'un. The meaning of Muswi'un is an evildoer, a person who does bad, is Muswi'un. Just like Muslimun, he submits. Muhsinun, he does good. Muswi'un, we fix couple other things in there. Muswi'un is a person who is evildoer. This is opposite to the person who believes and does the righteous deeds. So this is like a blind person, al-a'ma, because the example Allah is using, basir are the people who do righteous deed and believe, but a'ma, the blind person, is someone who is doing the bad things, who is doing the evil things, and that person is muswi'un. Now we will need to fix couple things in there. This waw here has a kasra underneath or zair. Waw letter is a mismatch with kasra because this zair or kasra sound is e. So we just replace this and write a ya there. So now if I write down them together, mus and ye un. Okay. Now we're going to put al before that, and al means the. Al will remove one pesh or one dhamma, and for correct pronunciation we just change this way. So it becomes al musi'o, easy pronunciation. That's the word in the Quran. And because of this hamza, this ya has mad on it. Al musi'o. Al musi'o is a person who is an evil person who does evil things, and Allah is calling him opposite of amanu wa amilu salihat, and he is al-a'ma, he is the blind person. So in the worldly life, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has classified the people by using the word amanu wa amilu salihat basir. Al-musi'o, evil person, who is al-ama, the blind person. So when you read them together, walal musi'u, nor is the righteous person equal to the righteous person, or the blind evil person are equal to one another. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, qalilam ma tatazakkarun. Okay, so qalil is the word. Qalil means small or little, and we know this word. Okay, qalil, and then zakara are the root letters, and it has means to remember. Okay, we are going to make a bigger word by adding a ta in the beginning and a shadda on kaf. So it becomes tazakkara. Zakara means to remember. Tazakkara means to remind, to ponder, to admonish someone, to have understanding. So that is tazakkara. So meaning changes. If we have just three letters, it is zakara. Zakara means to remember, zikr of Allah, to remembrance. But when you put a ta in the beginning and make a shadda on the middle letter, it becomes a 5-letter words, and its meanings is tazakkara. Tazakkara means to remind someone, or to reflect, or to pay attention, or to ponder. There are many meanings of that. So now when you put a ta in the beginning, it becomes the grammar of you, third person. No, you is a second person. So this is you. And vuna makes plural. So the meaning will be tatazakkaruna, you pay attention, or you ponder, or you heed, or you take admonition, or you reflect, many meaning. But the word is qalil, ma means that. Qalil is that you ponder. Very little you think about. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that in the worldly life, all the time you see the two kinds of people around you. One are a'ama, one are blind, one kind is basir, they are seeing. But you, the people, after looking, do not pay much attention, do not ponder much, do not heed much, do not reflect. That's the meaning, qalilam ma tatazakkarun. It is very little that you are paying attention, very, very little. Now, one thing I want to point out, actual word in the grammar is qalilun, which is the to be small or to be little. But this word is coming as a maf'ul of yastavi. They are not equal. They are, it is very little. So when that happens, these two dhammas change to two fathas and we add an alif. So it becomes qalilan. That is the only verb there. So verb can change two dhamma to two fathas when it becomes an object or maf'ul. So qalilan ma tatazakkarun, or you can actually focus this on tatazakkarun. So you can say tatazakkarun qalilan. So you can also use tatazakkarun as a verb to define why qalilun changed to qalilan. Okay, so that is the end of that ayat. The next ayat have few words in here which are uncommon. Other than that, mostly they are commonly known word in Urdu also. The word sa'atun. Sa'atun is the word. Sa'atun means hour. And this is not like hour of 60 minutes, but it is used to define a time. Sa'atun. When we put al before that, it becomes a special hour. And first of all, al will remove one dhamma, so will become al sa'atu. Seen will kill the sound of lam, so it becomes as-sa'atu. As-sa'atu means the hour. The hour is the hour of judgment. The day of judgment is called as-sa'atu. So as-sa'atu is the word. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using the word inna before in the Quran. Inna means surely, definitely, without any doubt. And inna looks at the next word and changes last letter to his fataha or zabar. And then you read them together. Inna sa'ata, indeed the hour of judgment here is being shen. Then the word after that is la'atiyatun la rayba fiha. So I want to explain the next word. The next word is alif, ta, and ya. Ata. Ata means to come. Okay. Ata means to come. Okay. Now I want to make a fa'il, a doer, someone who is coming. And the rule is that we add an alif. If you have fe, an, and lam to do, the noun is fa'il. You add an alif in there between the first and the second letter. Okay. So if I add an alif here, then it become a person who is coming. So I'm just going to write down in English, even though it is not a word, a kamar. Kamar is a person who is coming, okay, or someone who is approaching, okay. So that is alif, ta, and ya. Now, let's two alifs can be written then and hamza and alif, then this is ta and ya. Now, if the one which is coming is a feminine word, because sa'at is a feminine word, sa'atu, so we have to add a feminine word, ta marbuta, with two dhammas. Because if you have a sa'ata, which is feminine, then the sa'at is coming is a feminine word too. So this becomes atiyatun. So if I write down all these together, it is atiyatun. Atiyatun is some feminine thing which is coming. Then the Quran uses the lam before that. Lam means surely, indeed. Lam taqeed. So the word is la'atiyatun, definitely coming. Inna sa'ata, indeed. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using so many words of definite, indeed, without doubt. And he himself is speaking. So that's another definiteness in that. Inna sa'ata, indeed the hour. La'atiyatun, indeed, definitely, surely is coming. Then again, the word la rayba fiha. La means not, Raibun means doubt. The word Ra, Ya, and Ba are the root letters. Raibun means doubt. Okay, and now if you put a La before that, La means not. La has the characteristic not to look at the next word and change to the mas into a fatah. Just like we say La ilaha, the word is ilahun, but La changes to ilaha. So Raibun changes to Raiba. La Raiba, there is no doubt. Fi means in, Ha means it, and Ha is pointing to the Sa'at. In the coming of the hour of judgment, there is no doubt, absolutely no doubt. Fiha in it. Again, the word Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using walakinna aksara nasi. These are exactly the three words walakinna aksara nasi that came in ayat number 57. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, but most of the people, and this time Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using the word la yu'minun. Yu'minun is from iman, to believe. La yu'minun, they do not believe. So it is difficult for most of the people to believe that there is an hour or a time of judgment that is approaching, because they don't want to be ready to stand for accountability. So they reject the concept of the idea of a day of judgment. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that it is coming, it is definitely approaching, it's definitely reaching there, but most of the people do not believe in the coming of the day of judgment. So these are basically the explanation and the breakdown of some of the meanings of the Quran. For Urdu speaking people, it's very easy to understand if they can just connect these words and study and ponder and pay attention upon them. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept this from us and give us tawfiq to understand the Quran and act upon it. Sadaqallahu al-Azim.